One of the biggest threats to Earth with increasing climate change is water scarcity and its relation to natural aquifers. In many places around the globe, it's predicted that dry regions will become drier. One place of focus is in Australia, specifically regions around the Murray-Darling Basin, where a plentiful amount of water flows and supplies adjacent areas. However, this region is vulnerable because precipitation tends to decrease, and droughts are becoming ever more present. Simulated streams flows show trends in discharge decreasing, which is consistent with recent drying and warming. On the other hand, with atmosphere heating up and holding more moisture, regions are experiencing an increase in severe precipitation. Some of these same regions cannot physically take in the influx at once, which is predicted to go through major flooding and flood damage through A2 and B2 simulations. Although there are polar opposites within the same country, the droughts and water scarcity is a bit more concerning, notably in one of Australia's biggest cities, Sydney, and areas near it. Increased CO2 concentration has shown an increase in plant water demand, affecting regional water availability. Along with drought, these extremes put pressure on soil for agriculture with shrinking aquifers, ground subsidence, and predictions for a significant loss in Australian groundwater. Agriculture, urbanization, and industrial industries play a part in pollution of the soil and water cycle, but are also one of the biggest groups affected. Crops, food growth, and drinking water are facing challenges in terms of sustainability in places like Sydney. Similarly, this coastal region's fresh water faces contamination of salt, concentrated water. This hinders communities' ability to safely grow and collect drinking water or produce the same amount of quality crop compared to fertile regions. Both urban and rural communities are impacted by these problems, since they both require food and agriculture to live, along with lack of healthy water to sustain plant life. Nonetheless, there are a couple of ideas to combat these problems, the biggest being better management through groundwater withdrawals. Other ideas are to collect and store rainwater, drill deeper into aquifers, and use a complex multi-stage flash distillation process called desalination, which makes salt water more pure. That being said, there are large concerns with water supply and droughts in Australia that raise even more red flags with how to solve them. Yet, the more energy we put into combating these issues now, the better off Earth is in the long run.